Hey guys, what is up? My name is Faith and welcome to My 2K Life, where we talk about everything that I missed from the late 90s and early 2000s. Today's episode is on the snacks that I loved in the late 90s and early 2000s. So let's get into it. First off, let me just say thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for commenting, thank you for liking, and thank you for sharing and coming on back and seeing this episode. Okay, snackadoos. If you were like a lot of kids in the 90s where you had either both parents working or you only had a single parent and they worked, you know about being a latchkey kid. Or if you're like me and you had a dad who worked and a mom who stayed at home, but you know, sometimes that gets a little crazy for the mom to be like cooking every single night, different things, and also for multiple children and things like that, then you probably subsisted off of 90s snacks, 90s quick meals, and 90s easy lunches. That's what I want to talk about today because that was definitely me. And you know what? I have to say, I think I'm better for it. I'm sure it's debatable. I'm sure my doctor would like to debate it with me, but you know what? We're not debating it. Starting off our list strong, we're going to be talking about Dunkaroos. Dunkaroos, if you have it now because it did come back, but what it was a little carton, a little long rectangular carton where you had cookies in one end and frosting in the other, like cake frosting, right? And it had sprinkles, or you know, it was vanilla with sprinkles. I don't think they had chocolate with sprinkles. Maybe they did, but there was like vanilla chocolate. I don't think it was strawberries. I think it was only vanilla and chocolate, and then little cookies. Oh my gosh, though, whatever they put in the original recipe, I have not had them recently, but I'm pretty sure I can bet that they don't taste the same. Whatever they put in the OG recipe, that was incredible. This was like the perfect pick-me-up in the middle of your school day at lunch, or even when you got home from school. Also, like, the colors were out of this world. I think the colors were teal and purple. I think originally, I don't know what they are now, but originally it was like teal and purple, and it had a rollerblading kangaroo, and it was cool. It was cool. I might have to pick up some and we'll do a taste test. Should I do a taste test episode where I try, because some of the snacks are coming back from the 2000s or from the 90s and 2000s. Maybe we should do that. Comment below if you want to do a taste test video. Moving on. Okay, this is going to be a very niche specific thing because it's not the same as it is now. Okay, and I have had them, and it's not the same. OG Lunchables with the pizza and the cheese and the sauce and the tacos with the taco seasoning, or it was the nachos with the nacho seasoning and the cheese, and you'd make a whole thing. But I have a very specific Lunchable that I liked, or Lunchable style, I should say. So Lunchables have the ability to either come with a drink, and when it comes with a drink, or when it came with a drink, I don't know if they're still doing that, like a Capri Sun. And in those cases, it was a cardboard box that housed the little plastic contraption that had all of the ingredients for the food and then the drink, right? But what was cool about this box, and if you're a kid from the 90s, you know that stuff on boxes was so important because we needed something to read or look at when we were eating breakfast or lunch or dinner or whatever, okay? They would print things not only on the outside of the box, but on the inside, and they would make it where they had perforated edges where you could rip it open, and it would open like this, right? In the inside, you would have games, they would put coloring. I don't think I've ever colored one. Now, the cardboard box one was also more expensive because, again, you're getting the drink. I guess the cardboard, but really I think it's the drink. Versus just the solo plastic container having all the ingredients and whatever. So I always was like, Mom, I really want the one with cardboard box with the drink. And she thought it was because I wanted the drink. But little did she know, okay? I had friends, you know, at school, and you would sit with them at lunch at the table and whatever, but you know, kids talk with everybody else, and you know, so sometimes you're alone or whatever. And then when I started taking like the bus to school, this also made it much more fun. But I would pretend can feel myself blushing. I would, I can't even get it out. Okay, I would pretend that when you would rip open the box, okay, that it was a laptop, because that was the new tech coming out. When we had a Windows, Microsoft a computer at home, the big Galumphing gray thing, but laptops were coming mainstream. And I thought that that was the coolest thing. But of course I was like 6, 7, 8. Like, my parents were not gonna buy me a friggin' laptop. If you're coming from the last video, okay, they certainly weren't getting me a landline in my room to be having my 3D phone that I wanted, or my see-through phone that I wanted. So they definitely were not gonna be getting me a laptop. To entertain myself during these lulls of either talking with my friends at lunch or on the bus, I would rip open the box and be like, boop, 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 I'm typing, and oh my gosh. And I can't even tell you what I thought I was doing on my cardboard laptop. So that's why it had to be the Lunchables in the cardboard box, because if it wasn't, then I couldn't do that, and it was boring. It was like, oh my god, why would I want it? It wasn't about the food, it wasn't about the drink, it was about the fun. So moving on. Oh, we have our first drink. Do you guys remember, as kids or adults, okay, whichever you were in the 90s, do you remember the whole campaign about high fructose corn syrup? Oh my god, high fructose corn syrup. And then you had the rebuttal commercials where they'd be at the birthday party and the mom would be pouring the fruit punch, and the other bitch ass Karen mom would come up and be like, is that made with high fructose corn syrup? And the other mom would be like, yes. Oh, well, haven't you heard about this? That it's made from corn and it's fine in moderation, and we're at a party? Get out of here. It was this whole campaign that they showed those commercials. They showed those on Kids Network, Nickelodeon. I don't think Disney had like regular commercials, but Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. I saw that crap all the time, and I really was like, oh, she told her. Like, however, when I talk about this drink, my mouth is watering, not because it was so delicious. And I mean, it was fruit juice. When they talk about high fructose corn syrup being so concentrated and so sweet, I think of this drink alone, period. The friggin' fruit barrel drinks, okay? Remember those? And they had the aluminum lid that you'd have to peel off. First off, whoever thought that that was a good idea for children to hold? First of all, the thing was as big as your hand as a kid. You had to hold it with really 2 hands. And then they filled that crap up to the top. God forbid you tripped, you were walking, you jiggled it because it then got all over the place. And then it was so sticky. I remember this, okay? The juice was fine. It was delicious. It was great. Would I love to have it again? Probably. But I'd probably bring my own straw this time around, because the moment any iota of liquid got out onto that barrel, the whole thing was stuck to your hand the whole day. You could, like, it was so sticky, and oh my god, oh, the tactileness of it is like making me, okay. That was the only drawback to that drink. But when I think about those high fructose corn syrup commercials, I think about the fruit barrel drinks, okay? To this day, you know what? I don't think I ever finished one complete barrel. I think I might have gotten through like, maybe not even half, maybe half. I don't remember drinking a whole thing because it was just so much. So yes, fruit barrel drinks, we love you. Great summer party, drink, pool party, birthday party, great drink to have. Definitely an outside drink to have, and definitely gotta wash your hands the instant you put it down, because then your hands are sticky the whole day. And high fructose corn syrup. Okay, moving on to something very near and dear to my heart. And I'm putting this in snacks because I don't know about you, but I like eating this as a snack sometimes, just like, you know, just out of the box. Near and dear to my heart, cereals. I know, they are the worst thing for children and adults alike, and they were back then even. I am not going to debate that with you. They are not the healthiest thing on the planet. They are farthest from it. However, are they quick and easy, and they allow me to get something in my stomach when my ADHD really doesn't want me to eat anything? Yeah, so once in a blue moon, within moderation, just like high fructose corn syrup, they're fine. Don't come for me. This cereal specifically, I have to say, it is the only one, maybe, we have to get down my list, but it's the only one that still tastes the same as it did back then. And that would be Oreo O's. Oreo O's by Post is like the most nostalgic breakfast you could have, or snack you could have. You could have them without the bowl and the whatever, okay? They're that good. Do you understand when they came out with Oreo O's? It was like, we thought that was like the coolest thing, because you were like, how in the world are you going to make one little circle contain the exact taste that 2 cookies and cream filling give you? How? Those bitches at Post, they did it. And you know what? It's probably that wonderful, God bless her, it's probably that wonderful woman who works at the Bunch of Crunch of Oats or whatever it is. But I know it's Post, and it's the Bunch of Crunch of the almond. You know the lady I'm talking about, okay? She is fantastic, and I really hope Post gave her a great pension, or they gave her a raise, or gave her parts of those commercials, because girl was selling your stuff. And you know what? I really trust that she was on the board for Oreos, because I trust her, and it was probably her that made those so delicious. Moving on. This one, I kind of have a bone to pick with chip manufacturers. Not because of the obvious of, listen, you give me a bag and you do it by the weight, and that's literally half of the bag. Or did you recently see the snack bag that had the one Funyun in it? Yeah. I'm pretty sure on the bag it said Funyuns, okay, with an S, and there was only one Funyun in the bag. It was hilarious. That woman didn't think it was hilarious, but it was pretty funny. But that's not the bone I have to pick. The bone I have to pick is no one is creative anymore with how they make their chips. Prime example, in the 90s, we had everything going on with the chip aisle. You had the wonkiest flavors, you had the wonkiest shapes, and one of those was 3D Doritos. 3D Doritos was this pillow of puffed air inside of teeny tiny Doritos that were sandwiched together, and then they'd poof the air and they'd make this little pocket of delicious Dorito nacho cheeseness. I think they also came in Cool Ranch, but nacho cheese with the 3D Doritos was where it was at. Oh my God, and they came in cool little tubes and whatever. I have not seen anything of the like on the shelves, on commercials, since the 90s. Now, that also is probably because I've been trying to watch how much chips I actually eat, and so I try not to go down that aisle too often. So, you know what? User error, I'll admit. There's probably a portion of user error, but you know what? There's probably also a portion of non-creativity when it comes to the chip manufacturers. So 3D Doritos was so good, but there was never enough of them. But I think that's because of their fragileness. They had to be put in that plastic tube, and that tube was like this. So this is the BK Sandy cup. It wasn't as thin. Oh no, maybe it was as thin as that. And it was taller. So it was like maybe a little bit taller than this, a little bit bigger. But you didn't get very much. And they had to be in that tube because they were so fragile. But geez, they could have made them like a tub, like the cheese ball tub or something. They never got any bigger. Womp, womp, womp. And that was probably best for all of our healths, but still, it was really good and I really want it back. So, moving on. Speaking of cheese balls, we're gonna move on to Planters. We're gonna group this together because Planters Peanuts, Mr. Peanut, they were in the snack game more than Peanuts in the 90s. I don't know, I don't think they got it going on now, but they had cheese balls, PB crisps, chocolate crisp. They had something, it was the whole crisp line or something, but they were in the game and you could get them at movie theater, not the cheese balls, you could get the PB, the crisps at movie theaters. It was so delicious. Oh my gosh, what I wouldn't do to have a Planters PB crisp again. But then I guess Planters, I don't know, they did some sort of, I don't know, study, research that said they weren't selling as many of those versus their peanuts or nuts or whatever. So they discontinued, they took them, oh, who's the guy that does it on TikTok? They took them away from us, okay? Okay, they took them away from us. Okay, this drink I never had, first off. I don't know why. I can't think of why I didn't have this drink, but I knew that they were a thing because I always thought they always looked so cool. I don't know, maybe I never saw them in the wild? It was the Orbitz drinks. First off, and I'm showing you a picture here. Okay, Orbitz drinks. First off, they look super cool. Super 90s, super futuristic, so cool. Okay, great. But I'm a bit concerned now, simply because I haven't had them, as to what that drink actually was, because those beads, balls, boba? I don't think they're boba. Whatever those Orbits were, because I'm pretty sure Orbits was the little thingies, they were referring to the little thingies, not the drink itself. Why are they suspended? What is the viscosity of that drink? What was happening in that bottle? Because now that I think about it, I'm like, would I have wanted that? It like makes me like, it makes me think like it's like a jelly. Like, why is it suspended like that? Very odd. If anybody knows, please comment it up, baby. Comment it up. I want to know, how the hell were they suspended in that bottle? In that liquid, solid, jelly, whatever it was? What the hell was happening there? And were they any good? Did you have that in Orbitz? If you have had any of these snacks, please put it down in the comments. I want to know what the hell was going on, okay? Because I never had that. But you know what I did have? And you know what everybody else had? Were the Sobeys. Now I'm gonna put these together. I don't think Sobe is Snapple, but I am also gonna include the Snapple elements. Oh my God, the Snapple elements. Sobeys and Snapple elements were, first of all, they were so beautiful. They were so cool. From the graphic design to the actual drink itself. Which one did I have of the Snapple elementals? Elements? Whatever. I think I had fire once, and that was really good. And I think I had rain once, and it was not as good. But I have to say, creative drinks. Orbitz, Sobeys, Elemental, Snapple Elements, whatever the hell it was. Oh my God. Becky, look at her butt. It was so big. It's so good. Okay, could we be having that again? Honorable mention. Can we give a shout out to the Arizona tea guy who says, why the hell would I raise the prices? It's doing well. We're not losing money. Have your tea for 99 cents. Thanks so much. Have a great day. You're a real one, sir, and I really thank you. And it's delicious, as it always has been. Okay, moving on. Ooh, boy. I'm going to insert a sound here. We're talking about ice cream truck bars. Now, I have never seen these in a grocery store, but I'm pretty sure nowadays you might be able to find them, or at a Costco or at a Sam's Club or at something. The only place that I see them now is at the dog beach that I take my dog to. They're on the beach with a beach cart, a beach cooler with the big tires, and they have the ice cream bars. Sonic, SpongeBob, TMNT, anything with googly eyeballs. Were those the best, or were those the best? But you know what? I have to say, if they sold them in grocery store and my mom bought them and said, look, I bought you stuff, it would not be the same. It would not have, because it wasn't similar to the Lunchable. It was not about the ice cream or the food itself. It was about the atmosphere and what you could do with it. There was nothing better, first of all, than playing outside with your friends, riding your bikes, running around, having a good day, you're sweating, the whole 9 yards, and all of a sudden you hear, okay, you run the fastest you've ever run in your entire life. I think we all turned into Usain Bolt instantaneously. Ran in the house. Mom, the ice cream truck is here. The ice cream, can I have money? And in the midst of your fervor, you were praying to whatever deity, whatever God you had, okay, that your mom had cash or your dad had cash. Because sometimes they didn't, because either they didn't get cash back or they used their cash back from the grocery store, and debit cards were kind of a thing, but like not for the ice cream truck. It had to be cash. So you were praying, please have cash, and please give it to me. And the moment she said yes, yeah, all right, here you go. Okay, all right, get out of here. You, run. And you'd get up there and you get your ice cream. And of course, it's, the instant you take it out of the cooler, it's blah, blah, blah. So you're eating it as fast as you can. It's all over your face, your hands, whatever. But honestly, in those moments, you didn't care, because you were sitting with all of your friends. Hopefully all your friends' parents got them ice cream too. If not, it was kind of like a womp, but then you just kind of kept eating your ice cream and you were like, okay, just you just enjoyed your ice cream. And that was like, oh my God, amazing. Now, have I purchased said ice cream bar from the vendors from the dog beach that I go to. Not yet. Not because I don't want to, but I never have any cash on me. Now the tables have turned, and now having cash is like a novelty. It's like, oh my God, I actually have $1 on me. Holy God, I got to put that in the bank. And so you never have cash on you. Now they do, have PayPal, Venmo, this, that, whatever. But again, I don't hook up anything to anything. So it's like, all right, well, I got to just get cash next time. Maybe I'll film it. Put down in the comments your favorite. Which one did you always get? Did you get an ice cream bar, or did you get the screwball in the little thing, and then you'd have to scoop it out, and at the bottom was the gumball? Or were you the healthy kid and you got the fruit bar or something, okay. Boop, boop, boop. Moving on. This falls under the same thing with the Planters rant I went on. Butterfinger. Specifically, Butterfinger BBs. Why? Why did you take them away? Why did you take them away from us? What was the reason? You had a great partnership with The Simpsons, who's now owned by Disney, so that seems like a match made in heaven. Why can't I have my Butterfinger BBs while I'm sitting in a movie theater and watching a lovely movie? It worked back then. It would work now. It wasn't broken then, and it probably wouldn't be broken now. So if it wasn't broke, don't fix it. Hello, come on. I was a Butterfinger kid, first of all. Sometimes you grow up and you have like that one candy bar or candy that's your candy, like growing up. Grandparents know, and your mom knows, and your dad knows, and your cousins know, and your aunt and uncle know. If you're doing a gift for this kid, get them that candy. Mine was Butterfinger. And to back this up, my sister has one of my many sisters, and I won't tell you which one because she'll probably kill me. She loved the Sour Punch straws. Loved them. Oh my God, loved them. You just have that candy that you grow up eating and that you're like, that's my go-to candy. And then one day, probably as a teenager, everything happens in about teenage ages, I took a bite of a Butterfinger and realized that it kept getting stuck in my teeth too much and it wasn't worth it any longer. And so I don't think I've had a Butterfinger in decades, which again, my health is probably better for it. But I'm just saying, I have not felt the crunch and the stickiness in the teeth of a Butterfinger in decades. But Butterfinger BBs were just the perfect amount of Butterfinger milk chocolate and Butterfinger nougat crunchy, whatever the hell was inside it. I still don't know to this day what the hell that was, but it was the best. So Butterfinger, could we, come on. Come on with this. Moving on. We're going to do drinks again. This was a much better version of fruit juice for kids, in my opinion. But I also wasn't a messy kid or, a kid that, liked to play with their food and what have you. I wasn't prim and proper, but I don't like stickiness and the whole thing. Squeeze It drinks. They had so many flavors, cool colors, the whole thing. Okay. What also was really cool, don't you dare sit there and tell me you didn't do this as a kid, because if you did, I'm going to just call you a liar. Okay. If you sit there and tell me you didn't do it, I'm going to tell you you lied. A liar. What was great is they had these twisty, kind of like this. Okay. These twisty tops you would bend like this and then you'd like pop off, right? And it was kind of U-shaped like this. Okay. And what would happen is they'd have this little crevice where the opening, like when you twisted it off, that was the hole to the bottle, and then there was a hole in the thing, and there would be a little bit of juice in there. So of course you would pop the lid into your mouth, get the juice out, but then you would play with it and it would kind of look like Dracula fangs, but like the smallest little teeniest like Dracula fangs that you ever had. Don't you dare sit there and tell me that you didn't do that, okay? Because I'm not gonna believe it. But those drinks were a much better version of the barrel drinks because they weren't as sweet or concentrated or whatever it was. They were much better, in my opinion, when it came to, kind of sweetness and juiciness. I don't know. But also variety of flavors, amazing flavors, loved them. Oh, I just remembered. I don't know if it was the Squeeze It brand, but somebody had a squeezy bottle drink like that where they had the little tablet that you put in the bottle and it changed the color or the flavor or it did something. It changed something about the drink, either color or flavor, or color and flavor or something. It was the coolest friggin' thing. That just blew my mind. I can't believe I just remembered that. That was like the best. Oh my God. On the same vein as that, let's talk about Sunny D. Let's talk about Capri Suns. Let's talk about drinks that literally you probably haven't had in decades. We haven't seen I haven't seen a commercial for a Capri Sun or Sunny D probably as long as I haven't had a Capri Sun and Sunny D. They still exist. I'm sure if I went to the store right now, we'd see it. I don't go looking for it, and I don't go to the store saying, oh my God, yeah, Sunny D, I really gotta get that. Maybe I should. Maybe I gotta do a whole video. But Sunny D and Capri Suns were really there for us growing up, and we tossed them to the side once we hit high school and Starbucks and Red Bulls and Sunny D and Capri Sun. What am I, a child? Ooh, that's what we did. Okay, they didn't deserve that. They were there for us. So you know what? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get me some Sunny D and Capri Suns, and we're gonna see what's going on with them. Okay. Same kind of thing as what was it? What is it called? I don't want to scroll up. What is it called? Dunkaroos. Same thing as Dunkaroos, but a healthier version. And I do that because the dipping portion was like Cheese Whiz. And so it wasn't like it was like, so healthy. It's not like it was vegetables. It was crackers and the cheese, okay? And they gave you the red stick to dig the cheese out, to put it on the cracker, and then to eat the cracker. Sadly, we're gonna get serious here now. There is a landfill somewhere filled with those red sticks, but there was no other way to get that cheese out because those crackers were the weakest, most fragile things they could have given children. So, okay. Those were a great pick-me-up after school, along with the Dunkaroos, because you get your sugar and then you get your, your saltiness and what have you. Okay, let's talk to the latchkey kids or the rushed morning or rushed evening kids with parents, who worked or didn't have the energy to cook or whatever. Toaster strudels, Hot Pockets, bagel bites, and kid cuisines. They were the OG. They came in the clutch. They worked hard for us. In the 90s, commercials were off the chain for them. We even have a friggin' song I still know, when you got pizza on a bagel, you could have pizza anytime. Okay? Gold. They went that hard for us because they knew latchkey kids needed to be easy. We gotta zap it in the microwave. We gotta do it ourselves, and it gotta be good. And you know what? That shit was good. Talk to me in maybe like 50 years and I'll probably see the effects of a microwave dinner and Hot Pocket lava and all that. But as of right now, I'm doing just fine. Okay? All right. Also, Hot Pockets, why were they always a pocket of lava? But you know which one was the best one? And I'm ready to go on the comments about it, okay? Ham and cheese Hot Pocket, that was the one. Don't come to me with pepperoni and cheese. Don't come to me with that. So next up we have, I'm gonna tell you right now, these were the same people. You can't tell me any different. Because why in the world would you name, they're so similarly named and they're like the same product, Fruit Roll-Ups and Fruit by the Foot. Like, they're the same people. They're the same people.
Think about this. Have you ever seen the sun and the moon in the same place at the same time?
They're the same person.
I know, right?
You're brilliant.
They're probably not. One's probably Kellogg's and one's probably Post or something. I don't know. Probably two different companies. But dude, Fruit Roll-Ups and Fruit by the Foot, all you had to tell your parents is one of them, and whether or not they brought back what you asked them, they brought back that product and you didn't give a crap. Those were really delicious, and of course the tattoos were great. You can never get them right. I got it right once and I took a picture of it. I don't know if I still have that picture, but I did. I took a picture because I was like, oh my God, I'll never have this ever again in my life. But whether or not you told your parents, I want Fruit Roll-Ups or Fruit by the Foot, whichever they brought back, you were happy because it was the same damn product, okay? Don't come for me. But the same cannot be said for the Cheez-Its versus the Cheese Nips rivalry. Those were two completely different formulas, two completely different recipes, and I always was a Cheez-It girl. I had Cheese Nips and decided I was a Cheez-It girl after that, but I kind of want Cheese Nips, so I might have to get both of them and do a taste test and whatever. But if you know, you know. Cheez-Its over Cheese Nips. Which one are you? Put it in the comments. Oh. I should have put this again. Maybe I gotta group things better next time. I don't know. Oreo Cakesters. As someone who likes the cream and cake kind of combo, like Oreos or donuts, Swiss rolls, Little Debbie's, Oreo Cakesters. Whoever made that ratio of cake to cream, I remember it being perfect. I don't remember it being too much cake, and I don't remember it being too much cream. And it was so cloudy and beautiful. Like the commercials where you see them bumping into each other and they kind of have a little bounce. That's exactly what it tasted like. That's exactly what it felt like. And that marketing was on brand. Good job. All right. And last, but certainly not least on our list of snacks from the 90s and 2000s that I loved, and I hope you loved them too. Before we get into it, thank you so much for watching my video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I really love talking about all this stuff, so please, let's keep it going and share it with your friends. So the last one on my list was in the 90s and early 2000s. I don't know if they're doing this these days, but they poured so much money into trying to get us kids to eat more yogurt. We had Dannon Sprinklins. They said, what can we do to make kids eat yogurt? Put sprinkles in it. Healthy item and an unhealthy item. Sure, let's do it. Why not? If it gets kids eating it more. Trix yogurt. Go-gurt. It was too much for us to get a spoon and then sit with a little cup and eat it. It had to be in a tube. Apparently they did studies and they found out, the only reason my kid doesn't eat yogurt is because now I have to get a spoon for them. So let's just put it in a tube the kid can squeeze. And then, of course, the most famous, I mean, probably arguably, Danimals. Let's put them in easy to hold little kid-shaped bottles with a printed animal on them. It was like Zoo Pals, but in food. Zoo Pals, you know, like they did anything to try to make us eat yogurt. I don't know what, I mean, the cultures is trying to be like Activia for kids, I guess. Were we all that irregular? I don't remember being irregular. I think that was the only time I remember being regular. But yes, in the 90s and early 2000s, food companies were obsessed with getting kids to eat yogurt. If you know why, drop it in the comments because I could not tell you. But did I fall for it? Like once. I think I've had maybe one Trix yogurt and one Go-gurt, and that was it. I don't think I've ever had a Danimals. I definitely didn't want to be drinking the yogurt, let alone eating it with a spoon or a tube. And I definitely never had Sprinklins. I was never a yogurt kid. Maybe that's why I'm irregular now. Anywho, all right, before I turn into Jamie Lee Curtis and we all have an Activia moment, thank you so much for watching this episode of My 2K Life. Like, share, and subscribe, and definitely comment down below your snacks, memorabilia, and anything you want to talk about in future videos. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys. Bye, Grandma. This show is made possible by Little Witch Productions, Wondershare Filmora, and these sources, and is supported by viewers like you. Thank you.